Can you do it light?
Sure. Oh, that felt nothing. Do it again. You can do it. You can do one more.
What are you so hesitant?
That is not light. Fuck! That is not light, but that was good. I felt nothing. Okay. Oh, I felt nothing. Oh, that felt good. Oh, I felt something. Okay. Ooh, that's right here. But that felt good. Alright, so fingers are definitely good. Let's try on these ones. Ooh! It was right here. That felt good. Okay, so back at the plate. Again. Oh, that felt good. Do it again. That was a whoop! You put some pressure. That was good. Okay, let's try the wrist now. I'm gonna get fucked up. That felt good. Do it again. You're using candle strike. Okay. So if it was any harder, I would feel a sting, but that felt good. Hey guys, Kim here from the Wampon's Armory, and I finally got my set of these NiLin 3-finger glove apparently, but you know, thumb is not a finger, so it doesn't count. Any case, so half finger, half bifurcated glove, and they are amazing. I've just tested these out getting hit by the longsword, and this one is a heavy Canadian clamshell, big, almost claymore longsword. Now, although of course there are still medium strikes down to the wrist, to the back of knuckle plate, and of course every single digit on the finger, I felt almost nothing. Sure, the back of the plate where it's a little bit weaker because the plates are a bit wider. The finger right here, you can see a bit of a denting right here. Not really denting, scratching as per se. And only that I felt something. But overall, these are fantastic. I love the look of these. You're gonna see that these NiLin gauntlets essentially copy that of the Maximilian gauntlet with the fluting. These fluting right here, I believe that is an excellent structural additive to the glove itself. It actually adds a lot of protection for not a lot of weight. And of course, essentially that's what, well, the Maximilian fluting gauntlet does. Sure, for most HEMA gauntlet, you can make the plastic thicker or bigger, but what's important is that these plastic has to wrap around your finger and it has to touch your shaft or handle, whatever you want. So then when a force being applied to it, meaning a strike, the force we can get transferred into the actual handle, which is what we call bridging the force. And so once the force being bridged down, your finger are not gonna get crushed like a sandwich. Overall durability wise, I really like them. I've already sparred them already and I just got them a few days ago. I would love to do more testing when I use them for poleaxe, longsword or whatever, but I didn't feel a thing. And when I move them in the normal sparring match, I can still move my tremazone, my quick mezzo cut without any issues. Now for those who have already fenced me before, you know I'm a crazy fanatic for side sword, and this actually fits perfectly with a side sword. A lot of the issue with these HEMA gloves is that they actually have a hard time fitting into the actual small little ring itself. But of course with these NiLin gloves, they just go right in with no issue whatsoever. And of course, let's test it with 3 other side swords. And putting them on is quite easy. I find putting one hand on is easier. The other one is a little bit more trickier because your finger doesn't go through this finger loop too well. It can, you just take a little bit of finicky. So, if you were to have a classic side sword, let's say this Phallox sword right here, the hilt is by Black Fencer, everything else is just all customized at this point. It fits very, very easily. And of course, if you have another appendage like mine, and of course, if your sword have a thumb ring like mine, it fits extremely well with it. So, the whole sword, so the whole glove goes right into the sword very, very easily. But what about complex hilt side sword? Starting with this Poker Armory side sword, we're gonna see that there is the back of the knuckle protection, and that's not a lot of room if you have, of course, no gauntlet, it just fits really nicely. But of course, no gauntlets. Like, please don't, it's bad. As you can see, it takes a bit of finicky getting the gauntlet back to it. You gotta get to the loop, pull it in, shove your knuckle back in a little bit, and there you have it. So, can I hold this? Yes, but no. So, of course, the finger is gonna fit just fine as intended, but that knuckle plate is just so big. It's actually pushing my sword on an angle. If I were to show you on a straight, I'm holding my sword straight, my sword is completely going off the rail because this back of the hand ring, it's actually too tight, or at least this knuckle plate is too big. But of course, the big knuckle plate, you get more defense as a trade-off that your side sword just need a really wide back of the hand ring. And side sword back of the hand ring are really not that big. So it means that these NiLin glove doesn't really work well with back of the hand rings. One more, what if we have a Pepperheimer hilt? Can it fit? Weirdly, kind of. If you have a Pepperheimer hilt, the glove will fit okay well. If your ring is a little bit bigger, the knuckle is just kind of able to get in there, not very comfortably, but hey, you can still move quite well. Leading into the idea that if you want to use it for a saber, I'm pretty sure it's going to work fairly well. What exactly are the cons for these amazing gloves right now? Well, it's kind of things that, well, the back of the knuckle is actually pretty big, which is kind of thank goodness because they give you good protection. At the same time, it kind of limits your restriction of what kind of sword you can have. It's like a minor little thing, it's just because I'm such a pedantic person when it comes to the side sword. I absolutely love it how you can easily put your hand over it. Now, one issue do I have with it? The thumb. They are really nice, solid thumb piece, but it means that with a thumb like that, it takes away the sensitivity that you get from your thumb to the back of your sword block right here. I often like to put my thumb at the back of this sword block right here. And this actually gives me a lot of energy for me to press down, to push down the sword for a very quick cut. But of course, being this encased thumb right here, when I press down onto it, it does slip. It just slipped. Now, is that an issue? Well, if your sword is light enough, no, not really, because you can just hold on to the little middle finger, or you can hold on to the top finger, and you can kind of do the same thing. It doesn't really do too much worse or better. It works. However, if your sword is any heavier, then I think putting your thumb back onto the actual sword grip itself helps you a lot more. Now, given this is actually a very simple fix. If you just cut this little piece right here, just a quick little trim right there, and then you're gonna get all those feedback back from your glove to your sword. So there you have it, people. I'm very happy that I got these NiLin glove. Tony from the Historical Combat Armory, oh, I finally got that right. He actually got me a pair of these. What happened is that I was at a Montreal tournament and I was still wearing my, well, kind of the foamy, hard plastic, not so protected glove, and I was doing a messer fight. And if you ever fought a messer, they are no different than a very chunky longsword, just shorter and on a steroid crazy mode. So I took a hit terribly bad right at the seam between all the protective plate, and I'm not surprised if I broke a pinky, but hey, whatever. Took me about a month for it to heal, and it still can feel something. As soon as I took that glove off, not this one, the foam one, my finger was bleeding and the judge was quite concerned. But in any case, I stopped by Tony's table because he was having a stand there, and I saw a pair of the bifurcated one, and I was like, Tony, I need you to make me one that's good for side sword, meaning I need 2 fingers and I need the back of the pinky very strong. And he said no problem. So what happened is that after 2 to 3 weeks, very fast, he just sent me one, and I love these. I bought these with my own money, so I am not having a bias against them aside from the fact that my hands are very protected and I'm extremely happy. So how would I rate these compared to the other glove? I have had the Pro Gauntlet, and obviously, like everyone else, we have the Gabriels. And I find these lighter than a Pro Gauntlet. I feel better than a Pro Gauntlet. They're more sturdy, as per se. Pro Gauntlet had a thing where you put it on, you kind of have to twist your finger a little bit to get it back in place. But these fingers are very straight. They don't turn, they don't twist, they don't do anything. I like them. Compared to the Gabriel, they are lighter than the Gabriel by a lot. Gabriel, I believe just one hand itself weighs in about 300 grams, and these are definitely 300 to 400 grams, and these are definitely lighter than that. They're very, very nimble, but not as quick and nimble as the Black Prince. The Black Prince have his own issue and whatnot, but everyone has it, and I want something special, and I thought these were really cool. A little bit of a closer look is that we're gonna see the back of the hand is perfectly protected. The wrist itself, it's covered by 3 plates. I kind of want to trim this little piece off because I find that it kind of pushes off to this piece too much. And if I trim this off, I should get more mobility to do more tramazones and stuff like that. Now, the glove itself, it kind of copies that of a really cool muscle look. This part just looks like muscle to me. It's kind of cool. Knuckle muscle does not look like that, but hey, it's cool. Everywhere else will have your fluting kind of style. Finger here, it's all fluted really, really well. The Gabriel and Pro Gauntlet are not fluted, so it gives these advantage of being more stronger without using more material. And of course, we have inside the knuckle, we have these cute little worm thing right here that protects those nasty hit between the fingers. Really, really nice. We don't have that for the bifurcated section because, well, the whole thing is plate. And just in case, we have a little mini skirt to cover all that up in case, I don't know, you get one snipe in there. I don't know. But the attachment point, we're gonna see that these gloves are gonna be attached by, you're gonna have one rubber band right here, one rubber band right here, and everywhere else, sorry, it's a black glove on black and black, and then everywhere else is kind of on these like nylon threading. They seem okay right now. I don't have any issue with them so far, but I have a feeling that these nylon threading, maybe I'll show in this one. Yeah, there you go. These nylon threading that you see, I'm not surprised that they are gonna break quite easily. But hey, the whole thing is actually just interlaced strapped, so that if you ever have to change the strapping, it shouldn't be too hard. To get a shoestring, you'll be fine. Anyways, rubber band right here, nylon strapping all the way around, keep the finger nice and tucked in. We're gonna also see that these fingers itself, the inner glove doesn't come off too easily because every single tip one of these finger inner glove, it's actually sewn on or something like that, and then hard plastic is actually melted over, so you can't even, well, repair it if it breaks, but hey, I guess it's fine for now. In any case, the glove itself is a very simple, genuine leather glove on the front. You're gonna get some of these rough buff leather, which give you quite good traction. And if we look at the inside of the glove, that's gonna be the back of the hand. There's a bit of foam in there, so that if you get any nasty hit coming right down, at least the force being transferred through your glove, and then that little bit is gonna get captured by the foam, and you'll be nice and safe. But yeah, if you ever have to wash your glove, it'll be quite a hassle to take the glove off for washing. So I say, I don't know, get some vinegar, lemon, and water, and spray it inside and get it nice and clean. So the rest of the glove itself, we're gonna have 3 of these wrist plate protecting you. It does kind of cup over if you're bigger wrist and whatnot. It will have a little bit of a gapping right here. So try not to get hit right here, because that's just all soft material right now. That's just whatever your jacket's gonna protect you. But if you're that unfortunate to get it caught here, well, I guess, well, you fenced enough to find out. And both of these gloves will have these little strap right here. Helps you hang it if you want to let it air dry. But importantly, it's big enough that you can feed your finger through and pull it over so that you can get it right on your hand. Quite nice. And added bonus that they give you a little bag. It actually reminds me of those shoe bag that you got in, like, I don't know, sports check and stuff like that. But hey, I often have an issue where I throw both my gloves in my bag and I find the right one and I lost the left one. I found the left one and the right one is gone. So if you put both your gloves in there, it will be quite nice. And the bag is actually big enough that you can actually put 2 gloves, both of these, and you can actually put another set of light glove in there, like a light rapier glove and whatnot, and it just fits really well. So, really cool. So there you go, people. I love these NiLin gloves. I think I like them enough that I want to tweak it a little bit, customize it, cut that little finger part off so I can hold my side sword better. And I think I'm actually quite ready to spray them into my purple and yellow happy color. I love them. These are great, like seriously guys. Now, you can get these at various different locations. As I mentioned, I got them from Tony in Historical Combat Armory. They're in Montreal. You can also get them in North Armory as well, and they are local to the Ontario area. Any case, I think there are many people who sells these as well. I just don't know too much about it for now because I just saw these bodies and they're great. Any case, so very well, people. If you're gonna be using them for side sword like me, long sword, I think they should be okay as well. And if you are going to do any other sparring that, you can just fit this glove, especially if you're trying to do pole axe, they would do just fine. But with the many options out there, you're going to get the 5-finger option, you're going to get the bifurcated option, which are called the hoofed, and you're going to get these one, which is 2-finger with the back hoofed. Which one should you get? With the 5-finger, if I find that if you're gonna be doing light sparring and stuff like that, or even tournament heavy sparring, and you kind of just want a glove that fits everything, this should be fine. But the finger part issue do kind of get me a bit dubious when it comes into heavy swords like longsword and poleaxe. This is where the bifurcated one comes really handy. If you're gonna be doing longsword and you're gonna be doing mostly poleaxe and stuff like that, and you really wouldn't really use it for a single-handed sword, just go a little bit safer and get the bifurcated one, because I find them to be the safer option compared to these 2-finger bifurcated options. However, if you're like me and you're like, well, I kind of want one that does everything and I like side sword and I'm okay doing some long sword, then just get these ones. This one, 2-finger bifurcated, comes in the price between that of the 5-finger as well as the bifurcated. So you kind of get the best in both worlds. However, it just means that there's more moving parts in here for you to fix, and although I have never felt any pain getting hit on these fingers because they're just so robust, who knows what they're gonna happen after 6 months or a year of fencing, right? So, anyways, have at thee. Whichever one you choose, I just really like these. I think for now, HEMA Market actually came up with a nice gauntlet that kind of do everything in, well, most things. And I think we finally have a competitor compared to the Gabriel, which I find to be heavy, and the fingers on the Gabriel are often too short for whatever reason. I bought a double XL, and even then it's too short. The medium for the NiLin fits me just fine. I went with a large anyway because I had, I don't know, PTSD from buying the Gabriel, I guess. But in any case, the large is already a little bit too large on me, but I have no issue using it. So the medium fits like if you're wearing a double XL Gabriel, if that means anything. And so the medium NiLin will fit very closely to a medium Pro Gauntlet or large Pro Gauntlet, one of the above, so they're quite transferable. So if you have one or the above and you are looking to buy one of these NiLin, they should be just fine. Alrighty, thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, comment down below. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe. And of course, add me on social media. You're gonna find me on Facebook, you're gonna find me on Instagram, you're gonna find me on TikTok. It's just under One Armory. Why? So we can start fencing. It's important that we keep historical fencing alive, and why don't you want more nerd friends who you can hit swords with, right? Anyways, very well, people, and I'll see you again next time. See ya.
Why is your sword ugly?
My sword is not ugly. This is an English clamshell longsword. It is
It looks like a pistachio that's been opened.
It is not a shitty pistachio that looks like a clam with his finger open.
It looks like a pistachio samurai helmet.
Why are you dissing my sword?
It's ugly.
Why are you